Welcome back to Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones, and our co-host, Bryant Falconer's busted at the seams laughing already. I don't even know what's going on over there.
I'm just praying that you can't say what we were going to say. But I am doing good.
Glad to know you're doing well.
Man.
We do have a great co-host. We thank you so much for being on the show, part of the show. You are the show.
Nah, bro, this is your world. I'm just a squirrel looking for a nut, man.
Happens that I have too.
Nah, bro, we good. We are good. Next.
All right, so let's talk about what we're smoking. I'm gonna let you go first. You're smoking some Mac Cracker or something.
Yeah, you go, man. Some Monte Cristo.
Oh, I meant Monte Cristo. It's what I said.
Yeah,
Mac
right.
Cracker.
Anyway, a Monte Cristo Afrique Select, man. There we go.
Afrique Select. Is that spelled A-F-R-E-A-K?
No.
Afrique?
It's A-F-R-I-Q-U-E.
Gotcha. So I'm smoking the Carrillo, the Perez Carrillo.
Yes, sir.
And we're drinking some Rebel Yell.
Rebel, yeah.
Is it Ball and Bond? I don't see where it says bottled in bond, but it is 100. So
yeah.
Same as Bottle and Bonds. But
who sang that song? With a rebel yell.
that was that. First, I was going to say Adam Ant, but it wasn't Adam Ant. It was the other dude with the white hair. You know what I'm talking about?
I can see his
Billy
face.
Idol.
Yeah.
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol.
He had. You know what? He had. I wasn't a big fan of his music. I mean, of course, everybody loved that song.
Yeah.
That one and White Wedding.
Yep.
And then there was a couple of other ones that he did that were big hits, but the most of his music was not that good. You know what I mean? He made some catchy tunes,
and that was it.
Yeah, I mean,
he wasn't a one-hit wonder. He was a
he was probably a 3 or 4 hit wonder. I think. I mean, maybe I should re-examine, but I don't think that would be necessary. So.
But that's what I thought when you said, bro. I was like, the song just started going across my mind. I was like, wow, who sang that? That was an 80s tune.
Yeah. Big 80s tune. And they still play it in the club today.
What club you going to?
I don't go to any clubs, but it's one of those songs that they play because it gets the crowd wound up.
Especially for those of us that were in the 80s.
Yes. No.
You hear that song, you're like, yeah!
Because you know the verse that we sing behind it, right? During the chorus?
No.
I'm not going to tell you the show. It's not appropriate, but I'll tell you afterwards. You really don't know?
No.
Huh. Yeah, anyway, we'll get back to that after the show.
I'm trying to think of what could be that.
You would have no idea.
Yeah, I got you.
I can tell you that later.
You, bro.
So anyway, let's talk about case elegance. Dude, Bryant is happier than a pig in shit.
I'm glad you said that. I'll take that.
I mean, anyway, Case Elegance has sent us some humidors to try them out.
Man.
And I can't try out all 4 of them.
No.
So I told Bryant, you pick whichever one you want.
And the ex-Army guy in me took the olive drab green one that looks like a ammo can.
Yeah. Dude,
it does. It looks like both of them.
It's really nice.
Oh, dude. And those latches on both sides.
And the handles on both sides, the piano.
Yes.
I mean, dude.
I'm like.
So here's the thing. Once you get it set up, you got to post some pictures.
Dude, I'm going to talk about
let
it.
me see it.
Y'all going to get tired of it.
You know what? Because that was my favorite one, too. But I'll let you have first pick.
I appreciate that. I'm worth something.
You are.
One draft pick in 30 years.
Speaking of the draft, it's coming up soon.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to talk about
it. What's y'all's pick at?
Number 3.
Number 3, going with quarterback.
Yeah, and it was everybody know Lawrence is going first, and the Jets are taking that other guy. I can't think of his name, but that left us with Mac Jones from Alabama, Ohio State's quarterback Justin Fields, and this guy from I don't know, North Dakota State, something like that. But they won the national championship last year in the FCA.
Cool.
But athletically, arm, and can make all the throws, Ohio State, Justin Fields.
Okay.
But they saying we gonna get Mac Jones from Alabama, man. It's a pocket passer, man. Dude can't move. He's not mobile.
You don't have to be mobile.
Yeah, because they changed the rules.
If you can make the throws, you don't have to be a scrambler.
He can't make all the throws though.
Well, that's an issue.
And we got a guy that we can pick that can make all the throws with the mindset. Let me come from Big Ten, Ohio State. You don't get. Well, I can't say that because the dude Washington picked 2 years ago. So, but it's just like, I'll see. We'll see. So we got the third pick.
But I mean, either one of those guys are going to be
heck
good.
Heck yeah. Especially with the system we run, because it's still offshoot of the run and shoot. You know, you ain't got to look long.
I heard the rumor the Patriots were trying to make a trade with Green Bay.
For Rodgers?
No.
Who? For
the quarterback they drafted behind him in the draft.
Oh, the guy that
Love?
they got last year that made him scared.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think Green Bay would do that because you ain't got that many more years with Rodgers, man. Rodgers is not going to do what Brady did.
Last year, he had his best season ever. So, I mean, it's hard to say he won't be if he wants to play for another 3 or 4 years, he probably can.
That's perfect.
At a high level.
Because what did they do with him with Brett in front of him? He sat for 4 years.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that. I mean, he's already sat for a year. Yeah. You set him for 4 more, 5 years? No,
he ain't going to last no 5 years because the first time that rookie contract is gone, he gone. Right. He ain't going to sit there and wait on that.
Right.
There's no loyalty in there anymore. Everybody either looking for that ring, or if they can't get to somebody looking for the ring, they want all the money they can get.
Well, there's some apparently God's gift to tight ends in the draft this year. And
y'all gonna get him?
No. The Cowboys would love to get him. But he's probably going to go at like number 5 or number 6, which is high for a tight end.
True.
But that leaves the Cowboys taking the second best cornerback in the league.
Okay.
And I'll take that all day long.
Because defense wins championships.
Well, we just had such a shitty defense that we need help.
Defense wins championships.
All right. Enough about football. It's the Cowboys have been so boring this offseason.
You have nothing to talk about.
Nothing. You know, Jerry Jones is always making big deals in the offseason. He didn't do anything this year. And, you know, the highlight of the Cowboys is the offseason and the draft because everything else sucks.
Yeah, because y'all start looking beautiful on paper.
The rest of it looks horrible.
Oh, man, we look great on paper. We're going to do it this year.
When you start looking at the record, you know. So, anyway. Hey, let's talk about our sponsors.
Yes, sir.
We talked about Case Elegance. Look down the show notes. You'll see a link. Go by and check out their humidors. They got some badass new humidors. Yes. And, I mean, the quality is amazing. You're not going to want to buy a piece of shit when you can actually buy something that is handcrafted. It's nice, it's beautiful, and it works. And when you buy one, it comes with the whole humidification system.
Yes, it does.
You don't have to go out and figure out what you're going to do.
It's there.
They have their own humidification system that comes with it. And
so all you got to do is start it up.
Oh, and if you go by there and use the code Cigar Talk, you get free monogramming on anything that you want to get. So make sure you look at the link in the show notes. Go check them out. And then we got McAuliffe Cigars. You know, what were you smoking on the pre-show?
Grande Bowl Matafina Torpedo.
That's my favorite profile.
You gave it to me.
Well, yeah, but that's my favorite Matafina profile is that Torpedo. And
that was a beautiful stick, man. It tastes, as you saw, it was a nub when I got to it.
He dropped it on the floor, and when he picked it up, I was like, dang.
I see why he dropped it.
It's smaller than your thumb.
I quit. I leave it alone.
So, anyway.
None of your business.
Yeah. Dude, they have a profile for every cigar smoker. And the Cigar Journal. Dude.
Yeah.
If you're a new cigar smoker, get your hands on one of those. At any cigar lounge they sell McAuliffe, they should have the cigar journals there. Go by, pick one up. I mean, the information in there, if you're a new cigar smoker, you read through there, You probably know more than I know.
It's not hard. Lubbock. Lubbock. Okay.
No. So
switch the vowels around.
So anyway, also you can become a McAuliffe ambassador. Look in the show notes, click on the link,
Yes.
You'll sign up. They'll send you your very own challenge coin with your own personal number. And then you can be part of their group on Facebook.
Do you remember what Al said 2 weeks ago?
What did he say?
The numbers are now in the 6,000.
Yeah. Wow.
That blew my mind. We're 3 digits, and now there are people in 4 digits over 5,000.
Not that far. Closer to 4 digits than 3 digits.
Yeah. Man, but it's a great community, man. Everything they do for the people on Facebook and their herfs in the live shows,
yeah, they
man.
do so much.
With Andy and Amanda, everybody,
Sam.
man. Sam and
Dan.
Yeah, I was just saying, Big
Don't
Dan.
leave Dan out.
Big Dan.
So anyway, check in the show notes, click on their link. And if you haven't been down to the show notes, that's where all this great information is available.
Show
and if you're on Apple,
Yeah.
you just click on the link. If you're in Spotify, you got to look down and copy and paste. Spotify needs to fix that. So anyway, then we also have artisanal tobacco that makes Viva La Vida.
Club 500.
Club 500. You know what? I love the torpedo.
Yes, sir.
But that Club 500 is
a bad stick.
Is a very.
It's a bad stick.
It's a different stick.
Yeah.
But it's damn good.
That's grown man style.
It really is.
Grown man style.
Yeah.
Stop acting like a kid.
So anyway, look in the show notes and it'll take you to see where Viva
Yes,
La
sir.
Vida is. And then we'll talk about the leaf, which if you're interested in Viva La Vida or the McAuliffe
Yes.
line, you call up Jay at the leaf, look in the show notes. It even has their phone number right there.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to click on a link.
No, sir.
You just call the number and Jay will hook you up with an assortment of cigars. And he does badass fast shipping.
Yes, sir.
He has Bovetta packs in every
Yes,
bag.
sir.
And I mean, dude, he knocks it out. When I talk to other people who order from Jay, they can't believe how fast they got their cigars.
And the quality and the way it was when it arrived. Like, man, they had a Bovetta pack in there. It was ready to smoke. Yeah. He takes care of you, man.
Yeah.
Takes care
You
of
don't
you.
have to let these rest for a
No,
while.
because they've come they've been shipped.
Now, if you're in the Abilene area,
Come on. 1166
1166 North 2nd.
Yes.
Go by there. And, I'm going to paraphrase what Al McAuliffe said.
Okay.
If you're anywhere close to here, this is a good place to show up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because he enjoyed himself. We
Yeah.
enjoyed him, though, man.
He was amazed at how nice Jay had built the leaf. And that was very apparent on the compliments that he was giving Jay,
Yep.
because he was just like over and over, like, wow, this is really nice. And so Jay should be very proud. If you get an opportunity to visit in person, come by, share the experience. And I'll tell you what, I heard Jay telling his employees, reinforcing what their company mission is.
Yeah.
And their company mission is to make sure every customer has the ultimate cigar smoking experience. And so it wasn't all these crazy things that companies do. It was all about the customer.
Yeah, all about the consumer.
And being a young entrepreneur that Jay is, he's got it on the nose.
Yeah. Because he takes care of his people. And I'm not talking about the people that work for him, the people that walk in that door, that walk by. He talks to people just walking by.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, how you doing? It's that type of mentality that builds your vision, that builds what he wants. And he's on it. All I can say is he on it. Keep doing it, bro. Keep doing it.
All right. Coming up next, we do have the weekly pick six.
Yes.
So, hey, I want to say one other thing about our sponsors.
Yeah.
Is you guys need to know that we turn people down because we only accept the highest quality.
Yep.
And so, and that's not just the product. That's the people, the brand, the whole 9 yards.
Everything about him.
And, I once had a cigar manufacturer owner tell me, well, you're leaving a lot on the table. And I was like, that's, you know what? I have a certain level standard that I can't be that person.
He ain't chasing the dollar.
That's not what it's about. You know what I mean? But anyway, that made me realize what that cigar manufacturer
was about.
We won't even mention that person's name, but anyway, he's not a sponsor.
Nope, as you can tell.
Right. So anyway, let's start with the pick six. I'm gonna let you go first.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna start off with what I was smoking on the pre-show.
Oh,
McAuliffe Grande Bowl Matafina Torpedo.
very nice.
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
As we all know, great stick. Everything about it is bold. It is something that, you enjoy smoking. It's something that you enjoy. My number two was something I smoked this morning. And it's Oria de Nicaragua, Ataño, Connecticut.
I bet you $1 you can't say that again.
I'm not even going to try. Let me give you $1.
You nailed it.
Once. Once. And I nailed it this morning, too, because it was a great stick, man.
Nice.
That Connecticut was perfect, man.
I got to tell you, that Ashton, Connecticut you gave me,
898.
I had to cut it in half and smoke half of it.
Why?
Because the lower half was plugged. I mean,
don't tell me
plugged.
that, man.
It had a big knot in it. I could feel it. I tried to work it a little bit, and so
it just didn't work.
But the half of the cigar I smoked was really good.
Okay.
But I was like, I wonder what first third was like.
I feel bad now because I don't like that, man.
It happens though.
Yeah, it does, but I don't want to give anybody something that they say, well, I had to do this. But my number 3 this week was the Drew Estates Liga Privada T52.
Oh, good choice. I smoked one of those. Hey guys, we got Nick Gervais from My Monthly Cigars with us. We've been trying to get him on the show for like 2 years, but he's a busy man. He's always working. Anyway, we're happy to have him on finally. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing great, Rob. 2 years, a long time, man. We talked a lot since in that time.
I know, but you are a busy guy, man. You are really all over the place. I mean,
I'm running around.
You're doing the My Monthly Cigars, and now you've started a coffee subscription.
Well, yeah, there's subscription options in it. It's just mainly launched the coffee brand, Fa King Good Coffee, and there is a subscription option, but you can buy a bag at a time.
Okay.
12 ounce. It's not full subscription, where My Monthly Cigars is all subscription and then a little bit of retail. This kind of flips it on its head, because coffee is, it's not a coffee club. That's a little bit different. I feel like with a coffee club, you're going to need, multiple different kinds of coffees and different brands and all that kind of stuff. But for this one, it's just more subscribe and save model. So, which is nice. And we got a bunch of people already. It's been launched. It's been launched 2 weeks ago, and it's been awesome.
Really?
I mean, I knew people love coffee. I just didn't know they love it this much. It's been great.
Dude. I mean, what time is it? It's here in Texas. It's 12:30, and I'm having coffee still.
I already had my pot this morning.
Pot? What do you mean pot?
Yeah.
You got to be at least a 2-pot guy, right?
A day. But,
yeah. See, I'm on my second pot now, but it's noon something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 1:30 here, and we had some stuff going on this morning that interrupted my coffee time, so I had to have my hands full with other things.
So do you look forward to coffee on Saturdays and cigars?
I look forward to coffee every day.
Well, yeah, I do that every day, but on Saturdays, I meet with some guys every Saturday, and we all drink coffee and smoke cigars and catch up for the week. Nice.
No, yeah, I mean, I think there is something to it about the weekend coffee, whether you're meeting with somebody or not. I think you've got that weekend vibe that I don't have shit to do.
It's kind of nice because, all during the week, I'm out here having my coffee and cigars by myself first thing in the morning. I mean, I start with coffee and cigars at usually 7:00 in the morning. And so, but that's just, I'm busy working, I'm smoking. Right. And then, on the weekend, it's like, man, I can go down there and just relax and hang out.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the key difference, is just you don't have any real responsibilities. I mean, for me, Saturday, Sunday, it's still working, because we got the two companies. But other than that, it's not. I have fun doing it, so let's not call it work.
Hey, well, and I want to tell everybody that my main thing with Nick was My Monthly Cigars, but I just within minutes found out that he's doing the Fa King Coffee. And dude, I've been seeing that everywhere. So let me just say, you're doing a great job of getting the word out about your coffee.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was yours, but I was like,
I know.
I like that I've seen it everywhere. I was like, all right. You know, the first time I saw it, I was just like, oh. And I think I saw somebody post that somebody was posting fake account.
Yes.
Was that you that posted that?
I think so. It was really funny because whoever set up the fake account, kind of the mirror account on Facebook, set it up almost exactly the same, except there are a couple different things, you know, the name, spelling, obviously, otherwise they couldn't do it. And the funny thing is I found out first because they sent me a friend request on my personal account.
Oh, no way. Wow.
So I'm like, what the hell is this? And then immediately following, I had like 10 to 15 people just messaging me, just saying, hey, we got a burner account, you got a fake account, alert, just letting you know. And then everybody, thankfully, just came in and just flooded and reported the hell out of it. And it was gone within a half an hour. It was great.
Well, that's no fun. I would have had so much fun with that person. I don't know who they were, but I mean, I would like to take them down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but that's me. You know how I am.
I know. And you know, it's hindsight's 2020. I thought about it afterwards. I was like, man, we could have had a little bit of fun with that, but
I mean, can I order 5,000 bags? What's that cost for me? Huh? I'd like to pay you cash right now.
It was funny. Somebody sent me the message that they were sending them because I was running a launch contest, and the message said, hey, you won. And she goes, you're a fake account. And he goes, no, we're the verified real account. And we just, something about like, there's a lot of fakes out there. The fake said there's a lot of fakes out there.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
So
I love scammers. I look forward to engaging with scammers. So I probably would have had a little fun with that, but you had too many. You had too many fans that jumped on their ass. It was like,
it was nice. It was real nice.
That's cool, man. It's like you got good backup.
Yeah. It was a nice feeling. It's nice feeling that people, and it was nice. I appreciated everybody just reaching out and alerting, and that just tells you, you know, you're doing something right. You know, it told me I'm doing something right with MMC because, you know, I'm building this coffee off of, you know, members and all the contacts I've made, of course, through the last 2 years. And, you know, it's been great. So it's just, to me, it told me I'm doing something right somewhere. So it was kind of justification of keep going. You're doing it right. So
nice, man. Well, I by the way, nice logo and artwork for the coffee. It's really eye catching. It's like, oh, that's cool. So
thanks.
And you know what's funny is I thought by looking at the artwork and all the just bombardment that I've been seeing of it, and not from you, but from other people, that it's like these dudes must be around for a long time. So I mean, you're kind of like upstarting it and going from scratch. So that's impressive.
Yep. That's good, man. Thanks. No, I appreciate it. I mean, it's been in the works for a long time, and a long time. If you consider 8 months a long time, you know, from planting that seed in my head to execution, and finally got around to it. I was hoping to have it done by Christmas, but you know, life happens, and hey, we're here, and I'm excited. There's so much more to come to it with it too. I mean, I've got K-Cups coming. People keep asking me, do you have K-Cups? Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but here's the thing, Rob. It's roasted to order coffee, so the beans aren't roasted until you order it.
Oh, nice.
And with the K-Cups, they're just acting as little supplemental pods for the same coffee. So if you're going to order the whiskey barrel blend, whiskey barrel aged in the bag, like ground already, or K-Cups, it's going to be the same thing. It's the same coffee just filled in the K-Cups. So it's a little bit of a more convenient way for those people who don't have time to get good.
Yeah, it's for coffee. All those people who pretend to be a real coffee drinker. I get it.
Yeah. Yep. But the K-Cups are going to be there, man. It's
no, they're very high demand. Popular. It's a high demand thing, and I know a lot of people, including my wife, that use the K-Cups. Mm-hmm. But you know, I give people a hard time that use K-Cups because
I use a refillable one. I have a refillable.
How does that work? Does that work pretty good?
Yeah, it works great. I mean, it's real simple. You get to take your grounds. I mean, usually either I have it already ground up or I use the grinder. I'll just fill the cup with it, pop it in like a K-Cup, and grab a 10-ounce or 12-ounce cup of coffee.
Does the water get hot enough?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing as if I was brewing it. It's
wow.
It's nice. You just got to make sure you have clean water in that Keurig, you know. That's one of the keys. People use tap water. I don't think you can use tap water for coffee. I think it makes a huge difference.
So, like, what water do you use?
Just filtered water.
Oh, okay. Like reverse osmosis is fine.
Yeah, I'm not using. I'm not putting like Fiji or shit.
Yeah. Well, see, for my coffee, I've got rain buckets outside, so I only use rainwater.
Do you really?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. You had me for a second, then I realized who I was talking to.
Right. So, hey, well, let's back up. I mean, how long has My Monthly Cigars been going?
Interesting question and timing, because we're actually hitting 2 years. Our 2-year anniversary is going to be the June box.
Gotcha.
So we've got 24 boxes.
Well, congratulations, man.
Thanks. It's been a fun, humbling ride. A lot more ups than downs, which is great. And, the people, I've been saying it all along, the people in this industry are just aces across the board. There's maybe, I always say 98% of this industry is phenomenal people, and everybody knows who the 2% are, and you don't deal with them,
Right.
They make themselves known pretty quickly. But, it's been a fun 2 years, met some great people, got some awesome members, and great connections like you guys, and you and the podcast community in general it's been really nice to myself and MMC. So happy where we are, and there's more to come. Like we got a few things on the horizon too to add.
Yeah, I'm thinking like next you're going to be like My Monthly Guns. that would be a club that I'd be all over. You know what I mean?
I know, but I gotta know something about it. I don't know shit about guns.
Just do My Monthly Ammo. We would love to get ammo in the mail every month. That would be badass.
I'll sell ammo. That's not a bad idea.
Oh yeah.
We'll do that. We'll see. MMA. I don't know if I could do MMA though. Because we got MMC. I don't think I could come up with MMA. We'll figure something out.
Cartridges, something. Yeah.
MMC, My Monthly Cartridges.
There you go.
My Monthly Clips.
So how long was the idea brewing about My Monthly Cigars before you ran with it?
Oh, God. Over a year, at least, from concept to execution. It's, I've been smoking cigars since, 16. It was even before I was 18, and not heavy like I have been the past, 5-6 years.
Right.
It was just kind of one of those things you would do. You get with your buddies and it's cool. You have a poker night or whatever it is, and you sit outside, have cigars. But I really kept through it in college, and I was really, I was big into going to lounges and just kind of the atmosphere there and seeing that. And I looked at a lounge and said, that's not something I want to do. I don't like going to work, like just being here and doing work. Excuse me. And then, after a while, I cut my teeth really on cigar clubs. Like I learned a lot about cigars from cigar clubs, getting the different blends, getting the different, shade grown wrappers, the different flavors, different sizes, just learning everything, kind of self-taught 101, sort of, where you're just like, hey, this box has, 5 cigars this month and they're all different. Which one do I like? You figure that out from there. So, it came to a point where I was like, you know what? I'd like to do this. I learned this way because in the last 5-6 years, I really got more into cigars, like kind of really heavily learning more about the origins, seeds, planting, crops and the different types. It's just everything about it was fantastic. And I got so enamored and I said, why don't I just start a club? I would love to start a club where I can teach people.
Yeah.
And it's not really education. That's not like what I'm going for. I just want a club, hence a cigar club for everyone, is where you're not feeling like it's a pompous thing to do or a super luxury item that you can't afford.
Right.
If you want to try it, I wanted to make it affordable and valuable to you to try it out so you can learn. Because some people, I know you know how it is, Rob. If you go into a lounge, how many times do you see a newbie walk in and just not know what to ask or say?
Well, let me tell you this, and this is what I love about cigar subscriptions. This is what I love about what you do, is when you're a new guy, you feel intimidated even going into the cigar lounge because you don't know shit. And you go in there and you see these guys smoking and you're like, oh man, they must know everything, and I don't know anything. And so you're giving guys the opportunity to kind of check out the wheelhouse of different cigars and kind of cut their teeth, like you said, before they go in and start hanging out at the cigar lounge. And I think that's a great opportunity for a lot of new guys to try cigars that they would never try on their own because they just don't know.
No, 100%. I mean, and that's kind of where I was going with that. The lounge example is you see these guys walk in and they look like that Travolta meme from Pulp Fiction, where he's back and forth. He has no idea where he is and what he's doing, and they're intimidated. That's the best way to put it. Intimidation is key. You walk in and what are you going to do? Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what I always tell people. Don't be afraid to ask. And if you're in the right lounge, they're going to answer and help you. And
what's funny though? It's so easy for experienced cigar smokers like yourself and myself to tell people, ask questions. Don't be nervous. Just go in and ask questions. But if you're the new guy, it's still difficult to get over that nervous anxiety about talking to guys that you think know all this great information. And I can tell you this. And when you go to a cigar lounge, there's guys in there that barely know more than you know, and they've been smoking for 10 years, but they're still smoking the exact same stick every time they light up a cigar because they never went outside and explored the line of cigars. And that's something that you allow people to do is explore cigars, and I think that's a great addition for anybody to be able to try cigars that they never knew they might like.
Yeah, sure. And again, that's I use the term cut my teeth on it. And that's how I learned, okay, those dark cigars, they're not scary, those Maduro wrappers, it's not a heavy cigar. I'm not going to collapse, from taking a couple puffs. You get over that intimidation factor, you learn. And you know what, Rob, too, you're doing it at home.
Yeah.
You're on the internet now with so much information out there. You can learn how to light, cut. I mean, with podcasts like this one and YouTube videos, it's all out there for you to learn if you really want to do it. Just almost like with anything, to be honest. But, and the key is, I say it's a cigar club for everyone. It's because, I'm a seasoned smoker. You're a seasoned smoker. You haven't tried everything. Even the guy who smoked for 40 years and tries a new cigar every day hasn't smoked.
Oh, especially in this day and age. I mean, how many cigars come out every 6 months? It's crazy the amount of cigars that come out versus, 20, 30 years ago. In today's market, there's no way you could keep up.
No.
Or at least I can't. And I smoke a ton of cigars and I can't keep up.
No, I don't think you can, to be honest. I mean, you don't have enough hours in the day to smoke everything. You got Michael Jordan smoking 6 cigars a day. He smokes the same thing all the time, but his is a little bit pricier than
yeah. If I could afford those, maybe I'd smoke those every day, all day. Sure, I don't know.
Why not? Why not? But yeah, it's and that's why it's a cigar club for everyone. Just if you've been smoking forever, you want to try new stuff. If you're kind of an intermediate, you've only been smoking for a little bit, you're not sure what you like, give the box a try. And it's month to month. Just cancel before the next one.
Right.
If once you learn and you're ready to go, come on back and buy some cigars or go to your lounge. Now what you like, and you go in and you tell the the guy at the lounge, say, hey, listen, I really like this cigar. It was a Nicaraguan and it had a Maduro wrapper or whatever the case may be. He goes, oh, we got something similar. And now you're snowballing and domino effect into learning about newer cigars, newer brands,
and what you really get into.
Yep. And then you start with pairing it up with your bourbons and your whiskeys and your coffees. And, for me, like right now, I'm drinking, Pellegrino. I love drinking, Perrier or Pellegrino when I smoke. It's just a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah. Down here in Texas, we drink Topo Chico.
Is that like the version of Pellegrino?
Yeah. It's like a seltzer type water. And you can get the plain, you can get the lime, or you can get the grapefruit. And it's a great palate cleanser just because, when you have a carbonation that's just water, it really cleanses the palate.
Yeah, I think I forget who I heard say it a while ago. I don't know. I think it was Christian Aroa basically says like the worst thing you can drink when you smoke is water, like just flat water. He's like, it just takes away from the cigar. I get it. But the carbonation is a little bit different. That's he's talking just straight water.
And I'll be honest with you, I drink whatever, man. The only thing I don't like drinking if I'm smoking a cigar is like a Coke or a Pepsi, which I don't really drink soft drinks anyway. But I have had a drink of Pepsi when I was smoking a cigar, and holy crap, that tasted like garbage.
Really?
Yeah.
There's so many people that love having a Coke and a cigar. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I haven't had soda in probably 3 years.
Well, it's always down to everybody has their own palate.
Of course.
I mean, and like, I know I hung out and smoked with Al McAuliffe last week at the lounge here in Abilene, and he was drinking a Diet Coke. And, I hang out with guys that drink wine, and I'm like, that's not my thing, but if that's your thing, go for it.
Yeah. And you nailed it with the palate. Everybody's palate is different. And that's another nice part about clubs and, like MMC is that you've got I try to put different cigars in or types of cigars in every box, like a lighter shade, heavier, and a medium, a bodied, just so you can understand. You may not like 100%. I'm not going to hit a grand slam every time.
Right.
With every person. There's just no way about it.
But that's not I don't think that's the point, though.
No,
I think
it's
the
not.
point is that I can try a little bit of everything. And let me tell you this, and I've said this before on our show, is, I got to a point where when I was a younger cigar smoker, all I was smoking was dark Maduro pepper bombs. And I thought that's what made a good cigar. But then when I quit smoking those pepper bombs and went back to like some Connecticut's and some lighter Habanos and naturals, man, I found that there's a whole world of cigars that I love. And so that's what I love about what you're doing is you're not just cramming Maduros or you're not just cramming Mexican San Andreas into a box. You're giving everybody like a sampler so that they can explore the tobacco and the cigar world. And I love that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a good point about, putting in one type here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a club for each individual, I think. I think there's plenty of room for it in this space. I love all the other clubs. I mean, to be honest, they do what their niche and their market is awesome. They all do it the right way. You can get a club if you want just all Maduros or all full body. You can get a club if you want just all boutique.
Yeah, if that's what you're into, once you've developed your palate, great.
Sure.
But for guys cutting their teeth on cigars, I love what you're doing to give them a sampler of everything that's out there.
Yeah, and again, it's the cut your teeth on cigars. It's get a little bit more of an education on it than you already have, and then it's to try new things. So if you're always looking to try something new, it's for you. If you're looking to educate yourself a little bit more, it's for you. If you're brand new, it's for you. You get 2, 4, or 8 cigars a month. It's, that was kind of the idea at the beginning was like, what can I do to give people a value to want to learn? Because we have the MSRP guarantee in the Robusto and El Presidente box, which is 4 and 8. That means the value of the cigars are going to be more than the cost of the box, guaranteed every month. So you're getting your money's worth. Essentially, Rob, it comes out to getting 1 free cigar a month if you were to buy all these cigars in a lounge.
Right.
Now, sure, you can get them cheaper online, but that's not the point. You're not going online to buy singles.
Right.
You're going into a lounge, and you're going to pay that plus a markup because, these guys got overhead. I love brick and mortars. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take away. In fact, I think clubs benefit.
I think the brick and mortar benefits from the monthly because it gives you the confidence to go into a cigar lounge and buy cigars.
Sure. But it also, what I'm saying is it also gives the brick and mortar owners a benefit. The clubs benefit them in that we introduce smokers to a new cigar. Then they walk into a lounge and they say, do you carry this? If they hear that enough, shit, we got to buy those boxes. We got to buy this brand. People are coming in and ask about this. Now they've got something new to offer their customers.
Well, and also gives them the opportunity to show them a cigar that's similar that they do have in their humidor.
100%. 100%. So it benefits, I think literally that's why it's a cigar club for everyone. And, bring in the brick and mortars as well. It benefits them. And to be honest, the manufacturers love them. They love the clubs because they're getting out in front of thousands of people every month with a cigar that maybe nobody's ever heard of. Sure. And they say, oh, Now they're trying their brand, and then you've got a brand loyalist. So it's a nice domino effect that benefits everybody from top to bottom.
Yeah, I think it's a nice piece of the whole community. And so I think that I love what you're doing. I love how you do yours. But I want to back up for a minute, because before you started, what were you doing in Nick G's life before cigars?
Oh God. I mean, I've been in sales for, how old am I now? 73. So
really, you look a little older, but
oh, good asshole. I've been in sales forever, and it's good. It's fun. Sales for me is kind of similar to what I'm doing now with this. Is you're out there talking to people, you're engaging, and I'm not looking. Of course, I'm looking to sell, but that's not my goal here. At the end of the day, is I'm in a community that enjoys the same thing I do. Now, not many people can say that with their full-time gig. It's a nice feeling. But I originally grew up in Massachusetts. I grew up in Central Mass, and I moved out to Northeast Ohio, about 10 years ago. And again, you could do that with sales. Like you work from home, or you do a little bit of traveling. You can kind of station yourself anywhere.
Now, because you're from Massachusetts, are you a fan of the song by the Bee Gees, Massachusetts?
God, you're like hitting the points. I just watched like 3 months ago,
that documentary. Wasn't it awesome, dude?
It was so good. So good. I'm going to watch it again.
Like, I'm a Bee Gees fan already, but
Same.
I did not know about their first chapter. Did you?
Me neither. Isn't it crazy?
Was like, dude, when you heard them, were you like, that sounds like the Beatles? I mean, they sound, 100%. I was like, dude, they sound just like the Beatles. And I didn't know that they were like superstars as teenagers and then took a hiatus.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, and they caught a lot of crap too, when they went into the disco era.
But they didn't really do disco. It turned into disco. You know what I mean? Right. And so, but it was a really great, but anyway, I heard that song, Massachusetts. And when you said that, I was like, oh, so were you a fan of that song being from there?
I knew of the song, and it's funny because I played it in the car, and my kid, my 6-year-old, actually kind of likes it. And my wife's sitting there, she's like, "This is the worst song in the history of music." And I said, "All right, whatever. It's all right. He likes it."
Yeah. So how old were you when you left there?
About 31.
Oh, 32. Okay. So you were there your young adult life.
Yeah. No, I grew up in Central. I grew up, born and raised in Worcester, Mass. And I lived in Brookline and Waltham before I left. And Brookline is like right on the edge of Boston. I lived a mile from Fenway Park.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome. It was real cool. But I mean, it's night and day difference, being out here in Ohio in the burbs compared to being in the city. It's, you could take a walk 20 minutes, from starting your walk to getting back to the couch. You can go get a sandwich, you can get a 12-pack and go pick up something else. You'll be back eating in 20 minutes.
Are you talking about there or where you are now?
Yeah, there. No, where I'm at now. No, I got to drive 20 minutes to somewhere,
Yeah.
So,
man, Fenway Park, dude. So did you grow up going to baseball games all the time?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've sat in every corner of that park so far.
Nice.
I love it. You know what, to be honest, Fenway Park is a shithole. It's a dump.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this maybe on one of the Herfs once. It's just, it doesn't matter because it's the nostalgia of it. You walk out, as soon as you see it, you're just in a different place. You don't care that you're, a quarter inch from, the guy next to you spilling beer on you, because you're spilling beer on him probably,
Right.
So, but it's, it's something to see, that and the old Yankee Stadium and even Wrigley. Wrigley's a dump too. People aren't going to like that opinion, but I loved Wrigley when I went there, because it's Wrigley Field.
Well, I mean, and how many people were like up in arms when they decided to build a new Yankee Stadium and get rid of the old one? Everybody was like, "Oh, we love that place." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then you give them the corporate seats and the nice posh, service, and they don't remember the old one.
Right. That's how it always works.
So,
I can tell you this, when the Cowboys had the stadium that we had for the first 30, 40 years, when they tore that down, I was like, good. That place sucked.
Right.
I mean, dude,
how is Jerra's World?
I've never been to the new stadium as far as going to see a game because I'm too cheap now. Because, you know, when they build a big stadium, they up the prices like 400%. But, you know, I went to the games in the old stadium, and I can tell you that we would be sitting in the nosebleeds, and there was like a temperature gauge on the wall, and it would be literally 121 degrees.
Awful. Terrible.
It was not fun. It was not fun. And plus, they lost. So every time I ever went to a game, they lost.
How many championships they got in your time?
Five.
Can you believe I've seen 6 with the Patriots?
That's crazy. So did the Patriots address the quarterback need in the draft? I don't know. I didn't even watch.
Well, they got Mac Jones. So at 15.
From the Giants?
No, Mac Jones from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
No, they were at 15th pick overall, and Mac Jones just fell to him. You know?
Yeah, my buddy was like, I can't believe the Cowboys didn't jump on that quarterback. And I was like, dude, we just paid $160 million to Dak. We're not going to take a quarterback.
Yeah, you got a good quarterback. One ankle or not, he's a good quarterback.
Hey, you know what? You know what I say about the Cowboys is the most exciting part of the season for the Cowboys is free agency and the draft. Because on paper, we win the Super Bowl every year. So enjoy the offseason because that's going to be the best part of the Cowboys.
Yeah. So you didn't watch the draft at all? You didn't pay attention?
No, I got on YouTube and I watched some live video for like 15, 20 minutes. I used to. In fact, my wife told me the day I was in the kitchen and she was like, you don't do the draft anymore? And I was like, no, I do. And then I was like, you know what? It's been for like 4 or 5 years since I've really been engaged in the draft.
Yeah, it was here. It was in Cleveland. So I was supposed to go yesterday, and I didn't end up going because we were going to take my son, and I didn't feel comfortable bringing him up there, with the crowds that are there. And it turns out we had friends that went without their kids, and they said, yeah, no way. They made the right move not going. So,
dude, the wrestler was there.
What's that?
The wrestler was there for Cleveland. What's his name? Macho.
The wrestler?
Yeah, the WWE.
Oh, I don't follow it. I don't follow that. I follow WWF, man.
Okay, well, whatever. The Macho Man.
Macho Man. Randy Savage is dead.
Oh, well, they had somebody dressed up like him on stage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
And it looked
like Macho Man's been dead for years.
It looked like he was wearing a mask that looked just like Macho Man.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that part. I watched most of the first round, and that was it. And then I saw the Patriots picked in the second round, and then I was done.
I got you.
It's like, all right, they're just picking Alabama players, all Saban guys.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, they're best friends. Look, he knows what he's getting.
Exactly. So
you hear that buzzing now? No.
Your neighbors are mowing.
Then mowing and trimming. They saw me come out, and they're just like, "Hey, he's going to go on a Zoom call. Let's mow our lawn and trim and be loud."
Hey, so let me ask you this: where do you see evolving the My Monthly Cigars? I mean, what do you have on the horizon? What's those wheels turning in your mind? Because I know, as an entrepreneur, you're not just going to do one thing and let it just go on forever the way it is. You're going to add additions to it. What do you got turning up there?
Yeah, you can't. And you're right. The wheels, when you say wheels, I think you're underestimating how many wheels are actually turning on a daily basis in my head. It's almost like I'm spitting out too many things, too many ideas that I got to rein myself
I do the same thing. I do the same thing, and it's crazy. And anyway, I completely understand. So, what do you see, though, coming out of some of these ideas?
Well, first off is going to be, I want to start with we're going to have an exclusive coffee, MMC coffee through the Fa King. That's going to be a nice addition. And that coffee is going to be specific for cigar smokers.
Oh, nice.
So when I went through, all the cupping, as they call it, and all the taste testing of the roasts that I picked in the roaster that I'm using, I found a blend that just hit the mark with every single cigar I had. And it really encompasses and covers every cigar from light to
So tell me about this
body.
coffee.
The cigar coffee?
Is it secret, or can you tell me?
It's
where's it from? Is it dark roast?
It's a mix. I can tell you that it's a mix of dark and medium roast beans. It's going to be a Guatemalan bean is the origin, and there's a little bit other stuff to it that I can't talk about. But
putting some cocaine in there, I got you.
You know, maybe no, but yeah, and then the name obviously we're not putting out yet. That's we're going to do a big release for that. So I'm excited for that a lot, because I think cigar smokers, as much as you're drinking coffee now and you're smoking now, and I smoke and drink coffee all the time. And sometimes it's like, well, what am I going to pair up? Like, you don't have to go, for me, in my opinion, you don't have to go, all right, a light roast with a dark cigar, or a heavy cigar with or a light cigar with a heavy roast, dark roast. You don't have to do that. There's no set formula. It's what you like. Like you said earlier, what's your palate? Just drink what you like. Don't be afraid to smoke something different. Don't be afraid to drink something different. It's whatever you like.
Oh, I've tried them all. The great thing about my home cigar lounge is they have 14 different coffees, and they have a coffee of the day. And for $2, you get unlimited refills on coffee. So how long you can sit up there and drink coffee and smoke cigars? I mean, just boom.
How do they do it? Do they put it in a pot and just you go up and pour? Or?
Yeah. You serve yourself, and
cool.
it's like a gallon, kettle, and it's just, as soon as one's empty, they make another pot. And the cool thing is, it gave me the opportunity to try all these different coffees, just like your cigar club does with cigars, because I would have never tried all these coffees. You know what I mean? And so I've had Guatemalan coffee, I've had Kenya coffee, I've had Colombian, Brazilian, everything. And so it really allowed me to try all these coffees to see what I really like. And so I didn't start drinking coffee until like 4 years ago. And
no kidding.
Yeah, I hated coffee. And the reason that I hated coffee was because every time I tried it, it was always something like Folgers or something like that. And I was just like, that's disgusting. Yeah. And because that's what my parents drank, was Folgers, right?
That's just it.
Yeah. So I tried that. I hated it. I was like, it's hot. Tastes like garbage. Why would I want to drink that? So then one day I was at the cigar lounge with my wife, and my wife loved coffee, and she had, I think that day we were having Sumatra coffee, and she was like, this coffee's really good. You should try it. And I was like, I don't like coffee. And she was like, no. I think with your cigar, you would really like this. So I poured myself a cup, and I've been hooked ever since, dude.
Awesome. Yeah, it's such a good beverage. And that's the key is, you need a good bean. And, I equate coffee to cigars, and I think you would too. Cigars need a lot of different aspects. It needs to be well constructed. It needs to taste good. It needs to burn well. It needs to draw well, smell good. You want to enjoy it, because it's the whole experience of having a cigar is what you're doing at the end of the day. Same with a coffee, in my opinion. You need the good beans. You need it well roasted the right way. You need it ground the right way.
And I love that you're doing a coffee. And
What's that?
I love that you're doing a coffee, and here's why. Because I've been on hunts for good coffee, and like there's these coffee roasters that make coffee and they think it's fantastic, but they don't smoke cigars.
Yep.
You smoke cigars, so that tells me that I'm already ahead of the curve if I'm drinking some of your coffee, because you're smoking cigars too.
Yep. Yeah. All the Fa King Good coffee is fresh, roasted to order. So again, the beans aren't roasted until you order it. And the biggest piece of feedback I've been getting so far, which I love, it's because one of the things I found when I was testing was no bitterness whatsoever.
I love that, because I don't like bitter at all. And I'm not even real big on I don't like Kenya coffee because it's very acidic. Yep. I'm not a big fan of acidic coffees. I like smooth.
You won't get that either. Yeah, you won't get that either. Every piece of feedback it's been no bitterness whatsoever. Everything is smooth. I've heard silky smooth. I've heard nice and bold, but smooth.
Silky smooth is speaking to my soul when it comes to coffee. Yeah,
it's great. And there's right now we got 12 different blends available. There's going to be more coming. And then again, the MMC exclusive, the cigar specific coffee, that one I'm really excited about. You know, we got a Bali Blue, and we've got whiskey barrel aged the beans. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but the beans are in a whiskey barrel aged for 30 days and then roasted.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a real nice. That's got a nice unique flavor to it. Again, smooth and not bitter. But the other thing too is, you know, people got to realize you got to grind the beans properly too.
Yes.
And have the right ratio of water. But one of the cool things is, Rob, I knowing that going into this, I offer 3 different grinds on top of whole bean. So you can buy a bag of whole bean, or you can buy 3 different grinds. You get the drip grind, which is your regular grind. Then you get the coarse, you know, for a French press or something. And then the fine for things like espresso. So
yeah, see, you know, that was my mistake. I didn't know that you needed to do the certain grind for your coffee maker. And so when I first bought this badass coffee maker and this badass grinder, man, I was grinding everything fine.
Yep.
And it was like, this coffee sucks. And anyway, I started doing some research, and it was like, oh, I need to do mine like more coarse grind, not fine.
Yep.
And so, and I do love espresso, but you know, I don't have an espresso machine, and from what I've read, it's a pain in the ass. So I'm just happy with my pour over.
Yeah, pour over, you know, the classic is just that. It's always a classic. It's easy. Everybody knows how to do it. As long as you put in your right ratio of water to grounds and you're doing the right grind.
Dude, my grinder tells me how much water to put in my coffee pot. So
see, mine doesn't tell me the water, but I have the Breville Smart burr grinder. So I just turn a knob and it gives me the number of grind. It tells me, you know, fine, coarse, etc. And then I just press the number of cups I want. That's what it tells me. It doesn't tell me how much water though. I got to figure that math out on my own. Which, by the way, speaking of, why do drip pots go by 5 ounces? And you really want 2 tablespoons for every 6 ounces of coffee?
I don't know, because my grinder tells me how much water I need to put in. So whatever it tells me to do, that's what I do.
Yeah. So maybe that's a turnoff for people. They're not good at math. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't do any math. It's like, okay, I need to put in 10 cups of water. Perfect.
Yeah.
And I mean,
what's great too is all these boxes, the past My Monthly Cigars boxes, you know, ever since, because I wasn't really talking about it. It wasn't out there that I was going to be doing this coffee, and, you know, doing these taste tests. I had every single cigar from every month with these coffees.
Yeah, I heard you were smoking the cigars before you even sent them out to other people. That's not nice.
Oh yeah, I always do that. I always smoke them. Yeah, I wrote that the other night. I think is it bad that, or am I mean, or am I bad? Is it bad that I enjoy smoking them before they get to people? And you know, I have to. I don't want to send you a dog rocket. You know. Yeah. And you know what? I may not like some of the cigars. Let's be honest. It may not be for me, but that doesn't mean it's not for my members.
Yeah, it's you can't just put cigars you like in there. You know what I mean?
Then it would be the Nick Cigar Club, you know, and it would just be all heavy, spicy, you know, full-bodied cigars.
Let's talk about that for a minute. How do you do your selection of cigars? Do you have a process? How do you actually do that?
Put a piece of paper on the wall, throw darts, and whatever 4 hit them.
Gotcha.
No.
You do that in the garage?
Yeah. I got big holes in the garage. Right. No, I got a running list of cigars that, you know, either I've wanted to try myself because, you know, it's my club and that I'm running, and I have a little bit, you know, it's a little bit of personal touch to it. And plus I want to know if it's good before I give it out to my members.
Right.
You know, it's cigars that are, you know, quote unquote hot right now, or, I don't want to say in demand, but people want to try. I love that when I hear feedback every month, it's like, oh man, I got this cigar. I've been wanting to try that. But you know why people don't try is because they're not going to spend $200 on a box and risk hating it, you know, and then they hate
Let me tell you something. I've bought boxes before and 2 or 3 sticks in, I hate it. And I'm like, man, I can't smoke the rest of these. So those go on the bottom shelf of the humidor. And now when you come over, those are the cigars I give you.
And the people that don't know anything are like, these are great. These are awesome.
You know, it's so funny because I had a good friend, Tim, come over and stayed the weekend one weekend. And he is not a regular cigar smoker. And after the first day, he was like, dude, every cigar in your humidor is really good. And I was like, yeah, because I don't smoke shit.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's basically a running list. I keep a running list going, and then I kind of make it a point, like I said, to give a variety every month of something different value. I try to put in at least $40 worth of cigars in there, on the MSRP. So you're only paying $30. So like I said, you're pretty much getting a cigar for free every time. And then, at the end of the day, like I said, it's stuff that's hot that people want. Like last month, I'm smoking one now, one of the HVC hotcakes. Not these were hot for the hotcakes, but that's been a pretty popular cigar from what I've seen on social media, past few months. And I put one in, and that was the feedback I got. I've been wanting to try this, but nobody wants to spend the money on a box.
Hey,
and that's
I've been wanting to try that stick, and I haven't seen it anywhere. So good job.
Yeah, HVC is not everywhere. And that's the other thing. You may not have a brick and mortar near you. I've got members that can't go to a club or a lounge and just have a cigar. And those are the same people that also don't want to risk their hard-earned money on a box to hate it. So it's really, it's a nice sampler pack, like you said, and that's what all clubs really are, in my opinion. It's almost a sampler that, hey, I like this. I'm going to go buy a box. And what I try to do is I have them available on our website. So if you like one of the cigars, 99% of the time you can come back and buy a box. You can buy a 5-pack.
So let me ask you this. Do you ever repeat cigars in the club, or is it once they've been in, they don't go back in?
Well, I haven't repeated yet, and if I did, that would be bad for only 2 years. But with all the cigars that are out there.
Yeah, but at the same time, man, you've had some really good cigars in your box. I remember one of the cigars, and I don't even remember the name of it. I know it was a Christian Herrero.
I remember it was in a row of the Colorado.
Oh, dude, that was that was a great cigar. And I'd never had it before. I'd never even seen it before. And I was just like, that's why you do the monthly cigar club.
100%. And that's one of the goals I try to hit is something you haven't seen, something not aware of, something you haven't had, or something you've wanted to try. But as far as repeats, I haven't repeated anything. I don't plan to. The only way I would repeat something, to be honest, and it's possible it will happen, the only way I'll do it is a different vitola, different size.
Yeah. And I think that would be fine because I've found that a lot of times smoking the same blend in a different vitola is a completely different experience.
Yep.
And it also educates people that that's the way it works. I am a huge fan of the McAuliffe Medallia cigar in the Corona Extra, which is a 6x46.
Yep.
And I started smoking the Toro, and what I realized, it was like smoking a completely different cigar. And so that made me appreciate, hey, I need to start trying some different vitolas because it's a different experience. So I think that would be completely acceptable.
And that would be the only reason, the only repeat, I guess, reason to have a repeat is just a different size. And for all the reasons you said, it smokes different. Flavors are different, it's a whole different experience, and that's what it's funny. You hear people, I'm a Toro guy, I'm a Robusto guy. Well, I'm a whatever tastes good guy,
Right. Well, it's like,
try different things.
And I got to the point where, back in the day, I smoked 6x60 because I thought I was cool smoking the big, stogie.
I thought it was the 90s, man. The 90s were the big ring gauge.
Right.
That was all the rage.
So, but then now, I mean, normally my wheelhouse is somewhere around 46 to 50, 52. But there are cigars just like the Viva La Vida Club 500 that's a 6x60 that I still enjoy. So, I mean, I'm not a one particular vitola guy versus I'll smoke, like you said, whatever tastes great.
Yeah, I'll tell you, 6x60 I really like is the flat iron, the CAO flat irons. Not flat iron. Sorry, that's the Martinez.
I was going, wait, that's not CAO. That's Martinez.
CAO, the flatheads. Jeez. The flatheads.
Yeah, those are, you know what? That's a great 6x60. And
absolutely.
The Viva La Vida Club 500 is also box press. So they're very similar, but different blends. But yeah, that's one of my other go-to 6x60s if I'm going to smoke one. Yeah,
because I don't lean towards the 60 ring gauge or the bigger ring gauge. And my sweet spot's probably 50 to 52. I do really enjoy, and I don't see a lot of them though, is the 48, which is kind of the old school.
Yeah.
You know, people think they're too thin, but it's kind of one of the original sizes, you know.
Shoot, man, I will smoke anything from a 36 up, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you're exactly right. When you see guys smoking the, you know, 40 to 48, somewhere in there, that's more of the old school. And I think that you're starting to see a lot of companies kind of start going back to those Vitolas.
Yeah, they started by I think that movement pretty much started by going back to the Lanceros. You know, Lanceros were kind of kicked aside because.
And see, I'm not a Lancero fan.
No,
just personally, I've had a few that I really enjoy, but in general, I'm not a fan. For me, they're too long.
Is it the feel?
It's the. I'm going to be honest with you. It's the feminine side of a Lancero. You know, I'm a masculine big guy. Right. You see me holding a dainty long cigars. It just doesn't look right.
Oh man, big guys, little cigars. That'd be a great Instagram page. Yeah, I hear you. That's the thing. And you know what, Rob, too, that's the thing with the smaller ring gauges. I think a lot of times people shy away from them because they tend to feel like a cigarette almost, you know, and there are so many little small Vitolas. I put in, because you know we put an extra in every box, like a little something extra every month, and we had put in. What did we put in? We put in a Cinco Vegas. I forget what it was, but it was this small, really small, like what do they call them? Like Pantellas? What is a real? Not a cigarro, but real close to it.
It's a little bit bigger than a cigarillo.
Yeah, it's a cigarillo. Sorry, yeah, a little bit bigger than that, and it was probably about a good, half-hour smoke. They were small, but you didn't feel like you were smoking a cigarette. You know, it wasn't to that point because it smoked like a cigar and it felt like a little cigar. But I think people, like you just said, they feel like eyes are on them, like they're smoking something they shouldn't be, and they're not a real cigar smoker if they're not.
You know, and one of the other things with like the Lancero is, for me, it just seems like because of the length and the small ring gauge that it's always going out on me and I got to relight it, to where if I get right, and where I get the smaller ring gauge in like a 5-inch cigar, it has more airflow, so I don't have to continually relight it like I do, a 7-inch cigar.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that something like draws?
Oh, draw is like, to me, number one. If you have a bad draw, I'm not smoking your cigars.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and look, you got to give it some time. Obviously, you know that if you've got a cigar that's got tight draw, feels like you're sucking a golf ball through a garden hose, from the beginning, give it a minute, feel it out, see if there's something plugged in there.
I'm very impatient. You know what I do with the cigar that's plugged?
Kindling?
No. I cut it in half and then I smoke it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it's kindling. I don't mess around. I feel it. And it's like, if I feel like there's a knot midway down or lower, I just snip it in half. I've even snipped it in half, threw away the top half and smoked the lower half.
All right. Yeah. I mean, just get right to it. It's not wrong. Nothing wrong with that. How the wrapper doesn't come undone?
Well, you just have to be careful with it.
Yeah.
I mean, because it will come undone if you cut it in the half. Now, if you cut it in the half and smoke the top half, it usually does fine. But on the lower half, I've had some issues, and, I just hold the cigar the whole time, and then, I keep it from unraveling myself.
Yeah.
What are you smoking, by the way?
The HVC hotcake.
Oh, you're smoking one right now. Very nice.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, not to be, talk about hot cigars. Now I'm smoking a hot cake. These are good, man. These are really good. I enjoy them.
Now that's blended by AJ Fernandez, correct?
I believe it is. The HVCs. Yeah, the AJ's got his hands in everything.
That is true. That is true.
And I think he did it the right way. He had the tobacco, right? He has his own brand, but he had the tobacco, and it's like, why not put it in everybody's brand? Why not put it in everybody's cigar? Put your name on it. Now you're everywhere. I mean, he's in Monte Cristo.
Well, and the thing about it is, the way he is in such high demand, when you see your brand and it has AJ's name on it, you're like, I got to try that cigar. You know what I mean? Just because he is like the ultimate blender.
Yeah, because he's got all the tobacco, and I think he was smart about it. He took the tobacco farms and just, sourced that out and put my tobacco in your cigar, put my name on it, and that's it. And then he's got his own line as well. So really smart business guy in the tobacco industry for sure.
Yeah. So before we go, man, tell everybody where they can find My Monthly Cigars, and I assume that they will be able to also find the fucking coffee at the same place.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So right now I'm everywhere at My Monthly Cigars, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Instagram and Facebook are the main two. The website is mymonthlycigars.com, and the coffee site is fakinggoodcoffee.com.
Spell fucking so people don't actually type in.
Yeah, they ruin their work browsers.
Right,
They get in trouble. Faking, it's F-A-H King, goodcoffee.com. And then there's links. There's a link on the My Monthly Cigars page too. So, and yeah, give us a follow. Try it out. I mean, try it out once. I promise you, if you like one, you're gonna like the rest of them. And I'll get you some to try, Rob, for sure. We'll talk after we sign off, and I'll get you some and see what you think, because I know you're a big coffee guy.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I can't go a day without having at least, my minimum is 1 pot. So, I mean, usually I'm a 2 pot a day guy, but sometimes when I'm
in the afternoon, you could tell when I've missed my afternoon coffee. Is this, I get the massive headache and I'm just cranky. It's almost like I'm hangry.
Oh, but, yeah. I'm with you, man. I got to have my coffee. And you know what's funny is I could drink 2 pots in a row and I don't get all jittery, because it really doesn't affect me the way it does. Like my wife, she would be all jittery, and I can just drink it and I don't even notice that it makes me hyper or stimulated. It just, I enjoy the flavor of it. That's why I drink it.
Yeah. And that's, what's really cool is, of the Faking Good coffee, there's a couple blends with a little bit of kick of caffeine in it, and that caffeine boost does not make you jittery at all. I've had coffees that claim to be so strong, and you get those jitters, but that's mainly because of the beans that are being used. The Robusta beans, they're not using really good Robusta beans, which stinks, but I get it. It still gives you that oomph that you want. Right. But yeah, I mean, I have a breakfast blend in the fucking good coffee of breakfast blend plus. So, Rob over at Final Third Cigar, he had some and he loved it. And he's just like, it's smooth. It's so delicious. He had it with multiple cigars already. He made a cold brew out of it. Do you drink
cold brew?
I'm not a big cold brew guy. I don't, to be honest, Rob, the process takes too long for me. I'm not patient enough.
My brother drinks it cold brew and I don't. I mean, if I want to drink it cold, it's because it's in my cup and I let it sit too long. But I still drink it. I don't care if it's boiling hot or ice cold. I'm going to drink it, but I'm not going to start with cold coffee.
No, I love iced coffee. I'll drink iced coffee, and I make a lot of during the summer times. I make a lot of iced espressos.
Really?
So because I have the espresso machine, and it's real. I mean, it's super easy. You get yourself a shaker, throw some ice in there, and a little bit of milk, maybe like 3 ounces of milk, and then let that get really cold. Pull a 2 shot of espresso, throw the espresso in that shaker, shake it up, put ice in a cup, and then just pour it out over it. Like keep a lot of the foam in the shaker. It's phenomenal. It's way better than any iced coffee you could have. It's so good.
I've never had that. I have to put that on my list.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And that's what I love about coffee, Rob, is you can do so many things with it. It's almost like food. It's an ingredient of sorts. Like there's so many different drinks, like booze, like alcohol. How many drinks are out there?
I don't know. I only drink bourbon. So
yeah. I need to get my hands on some more. I'm running low.
Oh man, my cabinet, you can't see it right now, but it's like I need a bigger cabinet.
Oh jeez. I need that with my humidors.
Oh yeah, same here. So anyway, man, I want to say thanks for coming on the show and spending a little time with us and letting everybody get to know you and your brand. I'm a big supporter, and I've always been a supporter of what you do, mainly because I like the whole concept of teaching people how to explore the world of cigars. I think that is a phenomenal teaching mechanism that you provide people. So I can't say enough about what you do. I think it's awesome. And also, if I love a brand, it's not just because I love what they do. It's also because I love the people behind the brand, and I'm a big fan of yours. So I love what you do. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for inviting me. I know it's been a while. We're trying to get on, and I'm glad I finally got it. I got to come back on again. We got to talk some sports or something. And
hey, well, we were talking about you coming on the show on the last episode, and we were talking about. I was like, dude, that guy knows sports. That guy knows sports. Like I know football, and that's it. Yeah. You know every sport. Yeah, I mean that was me. I played baseball for over 16 years, and then just. I never watched TV. I always watched sports. I didn't watch television. I didn't catch on to shows like Seinfeld and stuff until, 5 years after. So you got old.
Like yeah. But no, man, thanks for having me on. And yeah, you really have been a supporter of mine from the beginning, when we met, and I do appreciate it. And you're one of the better people in the industry. Keep doing what you're doing. Get the word out there about cigars, and, keep pushing your success, because you've grown quite a bit since we first talked, and I'm happy for you. I hope it gets bigger. Well, appreciate it, man. We thank you. Yeah, this is great. This is good. I'll be back for sure. And hey, really, one thing I'm really disappointed about, though.
Go for it.
Where's Bryant?
Bryant is only on the regular show. He doesn't do interviews because if we let him be on the interview, we don't get to hear from the person because he just yak the whole time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brian.
Because of the way the interviews go, we really don't combine all three of us in there. Every now and then we do, but it's just a easier setup when it's just one-on-one.
No, I know how you run it, and I'm just giving him crap. I just thought for me of all people, I'll guess he would show up. But
yeah, right.
Thanks, Brian. I just want to hear the yes sir. That's all I want to hear.
We'll have him throw that in there.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. Have a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that interview with Nick. It's always a pleasure to talk with him. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Cool dude. He used to be on a lot of the Herfs with us, and he's a very sports knowledgeable guy.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. And amongst us, you have to be very knowledgeable to talk with us about certain sports, especially
like he knows a lot about basketball, baseball, and see, I'm not really either one of those.
Football.
I'm a football guy, and that's it.
Yeah, football.
I mean, I like to watch a little boxing.
Today boxing, and my nephew is in UFC, so that's what I look at more than anything. Now, UFC, when it first started, folks were like, it ain't gonna last. Look at it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, really, it has put boxing in its shadows.
Tell the truth.
I mean, there's too much money in it.
Too much.
And you'll never get that back for boxing.
No.
I think the closest you ever got to it was when Tyson came out of retirement. So what's that say about the old sport?
Guard? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Him and Roy Jones. That's the best thing in the last 3 years. Two dudes coming out of retirement.
Right.
Wow. But hey, that's the way it is today, man.
And I was still a fan.
Oh, come on. And that fight was still good.
Yeah.
It's better than some of the fights we've seen in a while.
I mean, you could tell they were old.
Yeah, but you could still tell that talent. Yeah, that talent and heart, baby. Woo.
So, anyway, man, Bryant has a special list for the show. He's got a list of the top 10 most expensive cigars in the world.
Yeah, I asked Rob this question. If money wasn't an option, what stick would you buy? And he came up with one, but we're going to go through the list first.
No. Let me tell you people what I actually said.
Yeah.
Because he's just said it again. If money wasn't an option, what would you get? And it's like, you mean if money was no object. Not objection.
Yeah. But the point is, if you didn't have to worry about spending.
If money was no object and you could buy whatever you
wanted.
And I said I would probably, for me, I would probably say the Steve Saka Unicorn. Yeah, it's $100. And the reason is because I would love to smoke it, but I'm too cheap to spend $100.
Even with money not being an object.
Yeah, if money was no object, then I would smoke it.
Let's hit this list.
Now, you were talking about some cigars. Start at the bottom. Don't start at the top.
Bottom of the list. He wants to go with number 10 first. So number 10, and this is weird how they have it spelled. It's the Louis XS, and that's LOUIXS. How much do you think that one went for?
$10.
$50 a stick.
Okay, and I've spent $50 on one stick,
and it was.
And I think that's about my peak.
See, that's as far as you're going to go. You're not going any further.
50 is a lot.
Yeah. It's a 6x6, and it's created in Nicaragua. It's wrapped with rosado wrappers and available in boxes and also individually. But the thing about it is it's flavored with cocoa and spice. And it has a picture of Louis the 14th on the front of it.
That's one that I would actually try.
Okay.
$50
is as far as you go.
For a cigar that made the top 10 of the most expensive cigars, I would try that.
So how about number 9, which is the Regius Double Corona at $52.78 per cigar.
I mean, what's special about it? What makes it number 9?
It's a limited edition of a British company named Regius Cigars.
I'm out.
He said, British, I'm done.
British people don't make cigars.
But it's just a special edition. And they say the last person to have bought these cigars was Callum Jones in 2013.
So why has no one bought any? They're only $52.
Yeah, and they only make them on special occasions. This is not something that you find like it's a British company. Okay, they will do it.
Where do they make them at?
It didn't give that information. Oh, at the Regis headquarters in England.
Yeah, I'm out.
He said he's done. I'm not going to be able to do that one.
Yeah, so what's number 8?
That's what I say. How about number 8? Arturo Fuente Opus X, $79 a stick.
Now, which Opus is that?
The 2003 10th edition.
Oh.
It's 9 and a quarter by 47.
9 and a quarter by 47. That's a El Presidente.
Yeah. The cigar features a mild jalapeno flavor with a rosado wrapper and is grown at their plantation at the Chateau de la Fuente.
Dude, look at you on a roll, man.
Trying. Don't ask me to say it again.
Yeah. So what's the price point on that one?
$79 a stick.
See, I would even try that.
Oh, see, Luke, he coming out to $50. That's your inheritance, man. That's your inheritance.
I mean, not today.
Yes.
I gotta wait till we get another stimulus check.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Number 7 is another Fuente. Fuente Don Arturo Anniversario, and it's $163 a stick.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
He said, I'm done now. But it's a 100th anniversary that came out in 2001.
Wow.
The wrappers of each cigar, again at the Chateau de la Fuente, where the company began back in 1912. They're aged 7 years, and they come in sun-grown and natural variety.
Very cool. I mean, you said 100 and what?
163.
Whew, yeah, I can't do that.
He said, no, I'm done. You're out of my price range on this list, and we at number 7.
These are not the top 10 cigars that I'll be smoking.
Okay, number 6 is the Cohiba Beehike. Guess how much that one is a stick?
$300.
$450.
Whew.
And it's one of the most popular coming out of Cuba. They come in a box of 100.
I've seen the boxes.
Yeah.
And they are not your ordinary cigar box.
Nope. And they come in a 7.5 by 52.
It looks like a piano.
Yeah. And that's when I'm looking at the box now. It looks just like a piano.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's, but $450 a stick.
Dude, and that box has holograms on it.
Yes. Like you're looking at it.
But you know what the main thing is?
What's
the
that?
Serial number.
For each box, yeah.
Yes, and for each cigar has its own serial number.
I'm going to upset you for a minute.
Okay.
Number 5, Gurkha's His Majesty Reserve.
Dude.
Guess how much somebody spent for this stick?
How much?
$750.
Wow.
Per stick.
And what's
7.5 by 52. It's the His Majesty's Reserve. What? It comes with a Connecticut Maduro wrapper that is aged 15 years and a Dominican binder and filler that are aged 12 years. And it also is infused with Louis XIII cognac.
Yeah, I'm out.
She said, infused, I'm done.
I'm done.
First, you got me with that name, and then you're talking about infused, I'm good.
Done.
But $750 a stick, man.
Hey, some people got more money than sin.
Number 4, the Gurkha Black Dragon.
How much is that one?
$1,150 a stick.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's 8.5 by 52. The wrapper is Connecticut Broadleaf Maduro. The binder's Cameroon, aged 5 years. And each cigar is individually packed in a frosted tube. But here's the thing that got me. The box is made of camel bone. Camel bone. So they killed the camel to make the box.
Or they're just at a camel funeral home.
Oh, stop. Stop. Don't go there.
I mean,
don't go there. We good.
It's available.
But I'm talking about $1,150 for a Gurkha.
And think about how many boxes of the cigars we like you could buy for $1,100.
Dude,
you see what I'm saying?
Half a year.
Right.
Now, get to number 3. And this is the one that I chose. That if money wasn't an object, option.
If money was no object,
I would try this. King of Denmark's. Guess how much this is a stick?
How much?
$4,500 a stick.
For what?
The thing is, the King of Denmark can be customized according to the buyer's liking. They can choose or add a gold foil with a name inscribed on it, and also add precious metals or diamonds on it. This is on the foil. Each smoke comes with a humidor. The humidor is priced at $850. And it is sterling
$850?
$8,500.
$8,500. So let me get this straight. I spend $4,500 on a cigar, and I get an $8,500 humidor.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
No, and it's made. It comes with a crown that's made of sterling silver and plated in 24 karat gold.
Well, why don't I just buy 2 of them, and then I'll sell both humidors for $10,000?
No, you buy both cigars and sell them for $10,000.
Yeah,
the cigars are $4,500. But the thing is, if you spend $8,500 just for the humidor, you're not getting any sticks.
Yeah, but why would I want to do that?
That's why you buy the cigar and get the humidor for free.
Let me tell you something. I have bought cars for less than $4,500.
For less than $8,500, definitely too. That was number 3. Now number 2. I can't see, but somebody actually bought this stick. It's only one. It's a one of a kind, and it's the Grand Habano number 5 El Gigante. Guess how much that went for?
Well, if it's called El Gigante, I want to know how big it was.
The gauge on it is 1920.
Why?
It has enough. It has the amount of tobacco is 1,600 pounds.
What do you do with that?
40 people can smoke off the cigarette. So you know this, cigar. So you know this was before COVID, right? This was pre-COVID. But it was priced originally. What do you think the price is on it?
$1 million.
No, it was $185,000.
Wow.
But they wanted $200,000. But somebody actually paid $185,000 for the stick.
And what makes it special other than being an El Gigante?
It's that big. They even made a carrier for it that's 19 feet long. Why? Yeah, truly why. Somebody spent $185,000 for a stick. Where would you put it? You couldn't smoke it.
Bend over and I'll show you.
Bro, not 19 feet. Not happening.
Is that how long it is?
Yes, 19 feet.
And it's got a 1900 ring gauge.
20 ring gauge.
How big?
1920.
Dang.
First of all, there's no cutter that can cut that. You had to catch you a couple of lumberjacks.
Yeah, you'd have a chainsaw.
Yep.
But you can't.
But somebody bought it.
But it's not smokable.
No, but somebody still bought it.
Yeah, that's because people are dumb.
Oh, God.
All right, so that means number 1's got to be something dumber than that.
I don't really think it's dumb. Number 1 is the Mayan Cigars, and it's spelled Sicars. Cigars. Guess how much?
When you told me how it was spelled earlier, I thought you were talking about how you were spelling the Mayan. I was like, I don't know how you get Mayan
from SICAR. Wait a minute, that's not even cigar. What is it? Brian, what did you drink? Well, it was the Rebel Yell, bro. But Guess how much number one cost for one stick?
I can't even imagine.
$507,000. That's $500,000.
That's more than I make in a long time.
I haven't made that yet. Here's the thing. It is the most expensive cigar ever. The cigar is 600 years old. He stopped. He couldn't breathe. Did you? Oh, you didn't have it on there. He's like
600 years.
600 years old. And they were found in 2012 in the village of Guatemala. They were well preserved and can still be smoked.
Hey, or maybe somebody was just making some shit up. I mean, how do they know?
They say, well, you know, archaeologists. They
I
sit
think
back
they're
and
all
research
full of it. I think they're all full of it.
They said the Mayans were known for having a good taste in smokes and began making cigars since the 12th century. They said Christopher Columbus tried to take these cigars back to Europe. So it has a history to it, but it still ain't $500,000 worth of history.
Dude.
507.
And that's that for one?
Yes. And it was sold in an auction. It went for 507. One stick went for $500,000 in an auction.
Dude, and you know what? If I bought that stick, I'd light it up in the parking lot.
Dude, I'm done with you. There's no way you're going to spend $500,000 and go out there in the parking lot.
You're right. That's not going to happen. But I'm not going to buy it just not to smoke it.
I wouldn't know what to do with that. First of all, what person has a mindset to spend $500,000 on one cigar? Okay, it's 600 years old. So
I will take one for $10 that was made last week.
And smoke the heck out of it.
Right.
But you look at this list, you go from $507,000 down to 50. 50.
And so that makes me actually want to smoke the number 10.
Number 10
at 50 that made this 10 list.
Yeah. And that was the Lewis XS, $50.
Yeah, send me a copy of that.
I will.
That one cigar. I don't care about
he said,
the rest.
Number 10 only, Jack.
Not spending more than $50.
Can't go any further on this list. You stopped at 7. You went to 52.
Yeah.
And then, what was it, 79?
Yeah, 79 for the Opus X that was made in 2003.
Yeah, that was it. He said, after that, nah, I'm good. He's spinning Luke's inheritance. Luke was sitting over there looking at me like, no. I see one of those come into the house. I'm going straight to the auction house. $507,000, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to know the person who bought it. They didn't say the name, but I want to know who bought a $500,000 cigar.
Somebody that has more money and they don't know what to do with it, so they just buy dumb shit.
Somewhere in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah.
Where they got gold Jeeps.
Yeah.
That they ride on 2 wheels down the highway.
Exactly.
I'm like, wow, $500,000. That's what got me. I was like, yeah, this list, I'm thinking it's going to top out like $400 or $500, somewhere around there. I saw 507. I'm like, oh, I know Rob don't know nothing about this. $507,000.
No, that's not a cigar smoker.
No,
that's not a cigar smoker.
No. That's a collector, and that's somebody that, like you said, probably never lit up a cigar in their life.
Could you imagine handing over a check for that amount of money?
Man.
They hand it to you, you cut it and light it up.
I'm lighting the cut too. Everything is smoked.
I'm gonna eat that cut.
For real. The ash is staying with me. I'm not getting rid of anything.
Yeah. You might be able to sell these ashes for,
like 100,000. Yeah,
something.
Somewhere around, and I got to get something back off this $507,000, man.
Nah,
come on, bro.
So.
Come on.
All right, gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for this show. We want to give a shout out to the Patreon. Say thank you so much for all the support you guys give. I mean, we just wouldn't be able to do this every week without them, for real.
Sir.
So we want to give each one of you guys a big high five.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you, fist bump. Brian will give you a big hug.
Man, that's love, man. I appreciate these guys.
Absolutely, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great week, and until next time,
keep smoking.
Boom.